Jon DP again with another video with Stephen Nettleford. This time we're going to be looking at mid to close range boxing with counterpunching. Okay, before we go any further, Steve's going to demonstrate a long range stance and guard position, a mid range stance and guard position, and a close range stance and guard position. Now if you notice between the ranges, long range, it's a little bit more open, it's a bit more loose because he's going to be focusing on using more straight punches. Therefore, he can have the gap with his left hand off his face. However, when it comes to mid-range and close range, you'll notice that his guard, like a tortoise, goes nice and tight. Now he's going to be in the direct line of fire. So practice those three positions: long range, mid-range, close range. We'll move on to the next point. Mid-range position now, so he's going to be nice and tight. He's probably going to have about 60% of the weight on the back foot, 40% on the front foot. His head is most importantly down behind his guard. All I'm going to do to start with, I'm going to use my left. I can either use focus pads for this or gloves, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to use my left hand. All I'm going to do, I'm going to throw in, and he's just going to catch. I'm going to throw my right, he's going to catch. Yeah. So I'm just getting used to feeling the head punches coming towards him, and also Steve doing. You can see on the camera there, all he's doing is catching. He's not lifting his elbow too high up. He's staying nice and tight on both of the shots, and he's just riding with the punch and he's just catching. That's to the head. Okay? If I was to go to the body, what he's going to do now is he's going to do what's called a side bend and an elbow block. Okay, so if I go to the body, elbow block. See that? Elbow block. Elbow block. Good. Staying nice and tight. I'm either going to now, Steve, I'm either going to go to the head or I'm going to go to the body. So now he's having to think about which defence to use. He's staying nice and tight. There we go. There we go. There we go. So you've got 4 different points. You're blocking the hook to the head, the hook to the head, the hook to the body, and the hook to the body. Slow it down, get that right, then we'll move on to the next part. Effective the blocking from the 4 different positions they're coming in. Now what we need to do, like we always say, we need to add the counter. In this instance, we're going to block and return with the same hand. The reason being, if I throw a left hook, for example, there, and he was to return with his left, my right hand is always going to be guarded, should be guarded. The gap is actually going to be on the same hand. So he's going to come down the line and he can catch me. If you look there, to the chin, I go there, he can catch me on the chin. Okay, that's why we use the same hand counter. Okay, I'm going to hit the top, when I hit the top there, he's going to return the hook. There. He's going to catch, he's going to hook. If I go to the left, if I go to the left, he catches, he hooks from the left. Right, the left. Now notice I'm doing it slow. Doesn't matter how fast I'm doing. Remember, we're practicing. Practice makes perfect. When we're learning, we slow it right down. Okay, I can really take it back a notch. I'm going to slow it right down. I want you to get the feel of the punches, the feel of the slip and the block. There, there, there. Only when I'm happy that he's got the technique right, now we can speed it back up. That was good technique, Steve. We're going to step it back up. There we go. Okay. So practice those, the block to the head with the left, the block to the head with the right, and the return. Once you've got that, we're going to move on to the next part of the video. After that video, Steve was blocking the punches to the head. If you can remember at the beginning of the video, then we started to talk about these elbow blocks. In this instance, what Steve's going to do, because of the momentum, the way his body movement's going, as he blocks with an elbow block and his weight to the back knee, he's now going to drive up through the middle with a back uppercut. Okay, backhand uppercut. There. We're going to block. There we go. We're going to stay nice and tight. As soon as the uppercut's finished, he's going to be back blocked, ready to go again. On to the other side, same again. He's going to block with that left. His weight's going to be in the front foot. He's going to drive through the middle. Side. There. There. Notice, no matter what he's doing, his guarding position, his head, his elbows are tucked in on his ribs. He's nice and tight. He's always staying so he can't get hit by his opponent. One more time, Steve. In a position where he can't get hit, which is the most important part. If your opponent can't hit you, he can't beat you. Practice those points. We're going to move on to the final part and the conclusion of this video. This video is where I want my boxer, I want Steve to be able to think for himself now. We've got the 4 different variety of punches come in. We've got the left hook to the head, the right hook to the head, the left hook to the body, the right hook to the body. This time, he's going to use the defence appropriate to the punch, then he's going to return the punches that we practiced on the previous clip. Okay? So for example, if I go there, if I go here, you come there. Okay? So we're going to move. going to be there, going to be closer to me. Now getting into the habit of as soon as he intercepts the punch, he's throwing one back. He's making them miss, he's making them pay, which is really important. As soon as they miss, boom, he counters. Now I suppose the next part of this video will be you catch, you cut, you go, and then you start adding the counter punches and the combination punches. Get the punches properly first, block, block, return the shot, and remember from me to you, using this video, don't just take part, take over.